Hi, third graders. I'm back with another story by Jeanette Winter. This one is called Nasreen's Secret School. So this is the same author who wrote The Librarian of Basra, which was a true story from Iraq. Nasreen's Secret School is a true story from Afghanistan. And so both of these countries are in the Middle East, and both countries have experienced some hardships. They have unfortunately had some war, had some people fighting against each other, and that caused some issues. Like we saw with the Librarian of Basra, she wanted so badly to protect the books and save her library as much as she could so that people had a place to read and to visit and feel safe. So this is going to be another story that's based off of a young girl who lived in Afghanistan during some troubled times. My granddaughter Nasreen lives with me in Herat, an ancient city in Afghanistan. Art and music and learning once flourished here. What do you think flourished means? It says art and music and learning once flourished here. And once you think about the word flourished, if it happened once, based on the way it's written, do you think it's still happening or maybe something happened to it? Then the soldiers came and changed everything. The art and music and learning are gone. Dark clouds hang over the city. Poor Nasreen sat at home all day because girls are forbidden to attend school. Girls are forbidden to attend school. Why do you think that is? And girls, how would you feel if you were told that you couldn't go to school right now? At all. Like, not even a little bit. The Taliban soldiers don't want girls to learn about the world the way Nasreen's mama and I learned when we were girls. One night, soldiers came to our house and took my son away with no explanation. So this is the grandmother telling the story. So for the grandmother's telling the story, her son would be who? We waited many days and nights for his return. Finally, Nasreen's frantic mama went searching for him, even though going out alone in the streets was forbidden for women and girls. So the man who got taken away on the previous page was Nasreen's dad. Okay? And now her mom has decided to go out and look for him. So Nasreen is being left with her grandma. How do you think that's making her feel? And she's a young girl to be dealing with all these things. The full moon passed our window with many times as Nasreen and I waited. Nasreen never spoke a word. She never smiled. She just sat waiting for her mama and papa to return. I knew I had to do something. Why do you think she's not speaking at all? I heard whispers about a school, a secret school for girls. Behind a green gate in a nearby lane, I wanted Nasreen to attend this secret school. I wanted her to learn about the world as I had. I wanted her to speak again. So one day, Nasreen and I hurried down the lanes until we came to the green gate. Luckily, no soldiers saw us. So I want you to think right now, if you were a student and you were told you couldn't go to school at all, okay, it wasn't an option for you, but your grandma was willing to risk it and take you to a secret school, do you think you'd go along with it? I tapped lightly. The teacher opened the gate and we quickly slipped inside. We crossed the courtyard to the school, one room in a private house filled with girls. Nasreen took a place at the back of the room. Please, Allah, open her eyes to the world, I prayed as I left her there. Nasreen didn't speak to the other girls. She didn't speak to the teacher. And at home, she remained silent. I was fearful that the soldiers would discover the school, but the girls were clever. They slipped in and out of the school at different times so as not to draw suspicion. And when boys saw soldiers near the green gate, they distracted them. The boys are distracting them. So do you think they want the girls to be in school? They're trying to help out. I heard of a soldier who pounded on the gate demanding to enter. But all he found was a room filled with girls reading the Quran, which was allowed. The girls had hidden their schoolwork, outwitting the soldier. What does outwitting mean? The girls had hidden their schoolwork, outwitting the soldier. One of the girls, Mina, sat next to Nasreen every day, but they never spoke to each other. While the girls were learning, Nasreen stayed inside herself. My worry was deep. Why is Grandma's worry so deep? When school closed for the long winter recess, Nasreen and I sat by the fire. Relatives gave us what food and firewood they could spare. We missed her mama and my son more than ever. Would we ever know what happened? I miss you. The day Nasreen returned to school, Mina whispered in her ear. How do you think it makes Nasreen feel to hear that someone missed her? And Nasreen answered back, I missed you too. With those words, her first since her mama went searching, Nasreen opened her heart to Mina. And she smiled for the first time since her papa was taken away. At last, little by little, day by day, Nasreen learned to read, to write, to add and subtract. Each night, she showed me what she had discovered that day. Windows opened for Nasreen in that little schoolroom. That's a bit of figurative language. What do you think it means, windows opened for Nasreen in that little schoolroom? Based on the picture, I don't think windows are actually open for her to get a breeze or fresh air. So what does it mean that windows opened? She learned about the artists and writers and scholars and mystics who long ago made her beautiful. Nasreen no longer feels alone. The knowledge she holds inside will always be with her like a good friend. Now she can see blue sky beyond those dark clouds. Again, figurative language. Are they actually talking about the sky and dark clouds? Or do you think the author might be trying to talk about something else here? What else could we be talking about to see beyond the blue sky and the dark clouds that are there? As far as my mind is at ease, I still wait for my son and his wife, but the soldiers can never close the windows that have opened for my granddaughter. All right, so this was another book by Jeanette Winter, okay? And this book, you can look at all the parts of your chart and compare this one to The Librarian of Basra, okay? They're both written by Jeanette Winter. The next book we're going to read is Rain School, and it's not by the same author, but I still want you to compare and contrast them because it is a cultural book about school and learning, and I want you to kind of take a look at how different cultures have to go about learning, which I think is also great this week since we're all learning in a different way than we're used to. It gives us an idea of how people in other countries learn too. See you soon.